Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's it going, everybody? It's May 11th, and I don't know about you, but I'm feeling just a tiny bit overwhelmed. It's almost summer. Schedules are changing. I understand. New opportunities are flooding. And I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed. I wonder if you are. So, yes, life has just all of the sudden exploded. My husband is still coaching soccer, and there's another week to go, and maybe CIF, so we'll see how that all goes. My son's still working and going to school. My daughter is going to school playing soccer, and she just got hired. She's 14. She's starting to work. So cool. Anyway, so she's going to start working this summer. And we just decided that I'm going to just start doing some stuff too, because I think the days of me writing and responding to comments of all sorts on Facebook are coming to a close. So I just got hired to be a companion for some older folks in our county. And so I'm getting fingerprinted today. I just had my TB test yesterday. I have orientation on Thursday. So this is going to be like a whole new season. And I'm feeling just a little bit overwhelmed. I also just started helping out a friend do some Airbnb cleaning stuff. So that's also a new thing on my plate. So getting a little overwhelmed. But today is a pretty chill day. And so I'm here with you today. I'm not quite sure if Tuesday mornings are going to continue. It really will depend if I have a person to hang out with, a client to be with on Tuesday mornings. So we're going to see. Hopefully it's going to be open. Otherwise, we'll just find another time and it'll work. But I won't know that for probably about a week. So next week, I'll clue you in on what's happening and timing and all that. So, but I did have a very relaxing weekend. I wonder how your Mother's Day was, if you are a mother. I do want to say that some people, Mother's Day is just an awful, awful day. For those of you that have lost your mother, for those of you who want to be a mother, for those of you who have lost children, hard day, I'm sure. Super hard day. I'm so sorry. But I had a super relaxing day. Well, I don't know if I would call it relaxing. My daughter had a soccer game, so we were up at 5:30 to get out of the house to get her to her soccer game on time. So, that was not necessarily relaxing, but it was awesome. So, had a great time and just really didn't do much. I gave Mo a haircut and just chilled, and then we went over to my in-laws' house and had a really nice just outdoor dinner and hung out. It was super great. So I think last year, Mother's Day, we were over at my in-laws' house, and it was kind of like right when we started to not really hang out with them. And all of a sudden, it's Mother's Day again, and we're back over there, and everything is so much better. So, that's kind of a relief. Anyway, but I have a chapter for you today, and this may speak to some of you who are feeling a little overwhelmed like I am. It's not talking about being overwhelmed. It's just talking about how to enjoy life. And I think when we're overwhelmed, we have to remember this. So we are reading out of a Prairie Devotional. We're on chapter 34. Can you believe it? And this is from season 2, episode 19, For My Lady. This is kind of a funny episode. Yeah, there's like this widow, like she's super rich and beautiful, and she has this gorgeous house, and she's fixing up the house, and Charles goes over there to help with some, handyman stuff, and yeah, he decides to do this extra job for her because she's getting rid of her old, beautiful china that Charles thinks that Carolyn would love. And so, of course, Carolyn realizes that he's over there a lot and how beautiful she is, and kind of starts to get jealous just a little bit. So anyway, this is what that chapter is about. And Laura Ingalls has the quote, and she says, "A family all together is the most special of all." And the chapter title is The Big Red Barn, one of my favorite memories of growing up on the set. So some of you guys ask me all the time, what do you actually remember? You're only 4, so what do you actually remember? And this is one thing that I actually remember. If I close my eyes, I can picture it. I can picture the background noise and all the people. Okay, so this is one of my not very few memories. So anyway, here we go. Families celebrate all kinds of events and accomplishments with food as a centerpiece. Those are times when we come together, perhaps from different places or responsibilities, to enjoy one another. When Charles works long hours to surprise Carolyn with new dishes, Laura is relieved the family members are all together again. Eating dinner on Pa's hard-earned plates is a real celebration. Much like the Ingalls family, the cast and crew of Little House had a genuine love for one another. We were very much a family, and still are. My best memories are of times I was on location at Big Sky Ranch in Simi Valley. I love visiting the barn animals and playing on the tree swing, but the highlight was lunchtime. Everyone eating together in the Big Red Barn was a family reunion. Checkered tablecloths covered one side, and the buffet tables ran the full length of the other, with more food choices than a 4-year-old could imagine. Visiting with one another as we ate made a lasting impression. It didn't matter what role each person played, from Michael Landon to the extras and the crew. When we gather around a table, something extraordinary happens. Even a group of friends or coworkers can somehow become as close as kin. Laura was right. Families all together are special. And the verse is from Deuteronomy 26:11, and it says, "Go and feast on all the good things he has given you. Celebrate with your family." And I think, this is so important to think about when you are overwhelmed. It's interesting because sometimes when I'm overwhelmed, I kind of freeze and then I don't get anything done. Do you do that? You think I have so much to do, but I'm completely frozen. And then I end up wasting all this time worrying and being overwhelmed that I don't actually even solve the problem. So there's a couple things that I do when I'm overwhelmed. I don't know if you ever wake up in the morning and you wake up and you open your eyes and you just all of a sudden think of all the things that have to be done. You're just like, wow, When that happens, my number one thing to do is to breathe. And I don't mean like shallow, normal breathing. I mean like intentional breathing, like deep breathing. And if I remember, it is the best way to start my day with 5 intentional, deep breaths. And if you are 5 of those, I know, sometimes you get to 3 and you think it's enough, but it's not. There needs to be 5. And if any of you guys are like spiritual, like I am, this is how I even make those breaths even count even more. I say to myself, I breathe in his grace and I exhale and I breathe out his praise. And I don't know what it does, but it changes something in my brain and it makes me relax and it makes me realize what the real purpose of life is. Accept his grace, bring him praise. That's really it. No matter what we have to do, if I can accept his grace and breathe his praise and release his praise, it's going to be a good day. And when you do that, right after you do those 5 breaths and you say those things, then you just start being grateful for the things that you have. And no matter who you are, what you're doing, what your life is like, there are so many things to be grateful for. So then gratefulness for sure. Today, I was laying in bed and my husband always gets ready for work and then he crawls back in bed and he says goodbye to me and we usually pray together, which is awesome. But he said, wow, the birds are chirping, the rooster is crowing, which can sometimes be annoying, but we get to wake up hearing the birds chirping and the rooster crowing from the neighbors. And that is something to be grateful for. So yeah. And then my next step is to do something. And most of the time, the best thing to ever do, take your 5 breaths, be grateful, and go read something that inspires you. For me, it is the Word of God or a devotional or something like that. So that's for me. But if you aren't into the Bible, that's okay. Read something else that inspires you for 3 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it is. Have your cup of coffee, your tea, read something that inspires you to fill you up so that you can conquer the day. And then, what's crazy is when you do those 3 things, you take your 5 breaths, you're grateful, you do something that fills you up, right? And if it's not reading, some people are like, I don't want to read. Maybe it's taking a walk and just experiencing nature and the waves rolling or the trees blowing or whatever. Do something to fill you up, something to fill up your soul so that you are ready to tackle the day. Yes, get ready to tackle the day. Yeah. And then you're ready. You're ready to go. So there are my advice for you today, and I'm doing them too. 5 long, deep breaths. Breathing in his grace, breathing out his praise. Find some things to be grateful for, and then go do something to fill yourself up. Yep. Yesterday I kind of was running around with my head cut off. Did not do those 3 things. Not so great. Mentally, not so great. Today, I know it's only 9 o'clock in the morning, but I'm feeling a lot better. And after I did those things, I actually got all the dishes done. I got some laundry going. I took Mo for a walk. I took my daughter to school. And I even got dressed for the day. Wow. And it's only 9 o'clock. Pretty good. So, anyway, hope you guys have a really great day, that you are not overwhelmed. Give yourself some grace. Give yourself some time. And it's going to be a good day. So, love you all. And I'll see you next week. Okay.